All right, today we're going to talk about two feints: the mirror principle, the mirror principle, and your cup being filled. What is your cup full of? And what I mean by that is a lot of people will have their cup filled of working hard, doing the skills works, doing the weight room workouts. They fill their cup up with all those physical activities that you have to do to become a good player. However, they don't look into the deeper layers of what their cup is filled of. And by example, they don't think about what is in their subconscious and their beliefs of themselves that is being put into their cup. And you can have all the activities you want of doing the work, working out 6 hours a day, all the little details of skill works. That's going to fill your cup up, but there's also going to be a part of your cup that's filled up with the beliefs that are deep down in the subconscious. And a lot of times, people say they're confident, they don't care what other people think, but deep down in the subconscious, that is not what is shown on the court. They're getting it mirrored back to themselves of their performance, but they don't believe in themselves because maybe some kind of kid trauma that they had that made them believe they're not worthy to be great or successful. And I can say that from my own experience. When I was in college, I was on the grind. I did all the little things that you could ever do possibly with what Kobe talked about. Getting up early, doing the early 5 a.m., 4:30 a.m. workouts, take a break, back to it, a break, back to it, and then the meditation, all this shit. I was filling my cup up with that. But it's like if you take water and you fill it up with something else, slowly all that stuff leaks out and it gets filled with something else. And that was my self-doubt, my mindset that I have to prove, I gotta seek approval, I gotta prove something to the outside world instead of just being me and believing I am. And that goes deep into how the reality is going to mirror back to you. If you feel like you have to do this, you got to perform this way to be this player or be dominant, the game is always going to mirror back to you. But you're not it at that level yet because you don't even believe in your subconscious, but you are. So when you say, I have to do this, I got to be this, I got to prove to these people, it's saying to your subconscious, you're not on that level yet. And so that's the tricky part of like what you have to look into, reflect on. What are all these stories or these moments that you have where you don't perform at your highest level? What kind of thoughts? What kind of energy are you vibrating at that's filling up your cup? And then that's getting mirrored back to you in the reality. And it kind of goes back to what you hear these yogis, almost every religion you can think of, they talk about this, but it all starts with the mind. You have a thought. Then a thought turns into a feeling. And then once you have a feeling and a thought, that turns into your reality. And a lot of people are not aware they have these thoughts that are connected to a deep-rooted trauma or a belief that might be from their past as a kid, but comes out within certain moments. And then now they're mere not reality that they're not good enough. I gotta seek approval. I gotta do more. I have to perform at this level to be whole and to be worthy. So those are the questions you gotta ask in the deeper layer of what your cup's being filled with. And obviously, your thoughts, your energy, the emotions that you're creating, all of that is getting put into your cup too. And once you understand those deeper layers, and with the work, where you're putting the grind in, studying the little details in the film room, weight room, skills, with that other layer, that's where the magic happens. And now you get to create the reality that you want to as a player. So my assignment for you is start to reflect. You can journal or take a time after a game or moments that you don't perform to the level. You got to ask yourself and reflect on what was going on with my thoughts, my energy. And you'll probably start to notice patterns that you have with your energy, your thoughts, your emotions when you don't perform well. And you got to learn to accept, surrender to that, and acknowledge it. Then you can actually change it and make it something better. Thanks for watching, and stay in tune for more videos and content.